TTT. Live for local.
To say the Trinidad and Tobago Premier Football League transfer window was busy would be a gross understatement. But did the hyperactivity impact negatively on the nation's top-ranked team, according to CONCACAF? All this and more tonight on First Team. Welcome to First Team. I'm Wayne Cunningham, along with the game caller, the highly sought-after Jovan Novello. And in the expert seat is the professional's professional, National Senior Men's Head Coach, Angus Eve. Gus, just before we get into the highlights, we must talk about the action during the transfer window. It was hectic. It made me feel like real international football come to Trinidad and Tobago because deals were going left, right, and center.
I definitely think good to be here again with you guys. You didn't call me for a little while. I didn't get called up to the team, but I'm back on the starting team now. You're on the first team again. But most definitely, I think this was one of the most interesting and busiest mid-transfer windows that we probably ever had because the stakes are so high and each team wanted to top up on the areas that they were lacking in, and I think a lot of teams did a lot of good work in the window.
What was your pick of the transfer market, though? I know some people always have,
I think the standout pick for me, it definitely is one out of two. But I think Real Gil, coming from where he came from to join another team in Trinidad, that was really big for everybody. And of course, Jovan Jones coming back from the MLS and plying his trade in Trinidad, that was massive.
All right. Let me touch on the local part first. Real Gil, moving from Terminex to Rangers to Club Sando. That to me is the biggest move, of the transfer window. Right? Tell me the significance of that really.
It's a power shift. I think in the pandemic and before, Rangers was the only game in town. Credit to Mr. Ferguson, the people up there. They've been paying the players in a pandemic and really trying to do good things with the players up there. But now you have other teams that can compete with him financially and are probably a little bit more attractive to the players that they could, because this Club Sando team, if you look at them, is a very young team. They bought several players from Civic also. 2 national under 20 players in Thompson, Isaiah, and Luke Phillip, who is a tremendous young talent. Ezekiel Keza, under 23 player, fantastic player. He played at Naparima for years, had done really well, So, and then Ronaldo Francois, another player who is for me, Club Sando, they think that they needed players going forward because defensively they're really solid, goalkeeping wise, they're looking good, and they add the right pieces, I think.
I didn't really expect that, right? Angus Eve approving of something that Club Sando
do. Yeah, that's
kind of strange,
that
right?
came out of left field somewhere.
real.
But coming back to Club Sando, do you think this is not just about TTPFL, but they're looking forward to the CONCACAF?
Definitely, these moves are definitely CONCACAF moves, and all national under 20 players. And what you're seeing with it is that the opportunity for the players to be seen on that stage, and the potential for business to be done by way of getting players into different leagues, because they're now looking for players that are under 20. They're now looking for players who are over 20. So Club Sando has made some tremendous move for now and into the future.
So let's just take a little break from all the transfer speculation. Well, not speculation, but all the confirmed transfers, and go to the first match of tonight's footballing extravaganza here on First Team. It's going to be ACPOS. See them here at the Barracks grounds.
ACP, is a really, really good team. A lot of good experienced players, trinkling with another young players in between. But some good professionals, the likes of Rodanfa, Abubakar, and them, and you can see why they're on top of the league by the cohesion that the group has.
It only took them 19 minutes. Rodanfa, Abubakar, as you mentioned, 18th minute tallest man in any
Yeah.
venue that he visits.
And I mean, Shea Benny is one of the best deliverer of a free kick, and there he's showing his worth again. And once you put the ball in the right areas, Rodolfo will go and fetch it, whether it be on his end or the offensive end.
More from them.
Yeah,
So
and this
Cedale
is McLean going through this time. And, Caledonia a little bit weakened because we talk about the transfer window. They lost their Mares at the back for them,
And
which was
Semper as well.
And Semper. So two defenders, they're losing. And you can see there was a little bit of a disarray. The keeper came out. I didn't think he needed to at that point in time, but a really good finish by Cedale McLean for AC Port of Spain. And a good true pass again by Shea Benny.
What about the celebration? Cedale McLean, cool as a cucumber. This man was cool in a very pressurized situation.
Yeah.
Coming across the box, and this was a goal for Caledonia. Joshua Alexander, 41st minute.
I think Joshua actually crossed the ball in. No, he didn't actually. But this good play on the wing here, strong wing play, and you see Joshua sneaking in. He's the new captain since the both captains left in the transfer window. So credit to Joshua. I think he's a really good young player also.
But he
potential.
He's Cali from birth because his uncle was a Cali man too.
Yeah,
Nigel Alexander.
Still on the cameras.
Big up Nigel Alexander. This is another goal there from ACPOS though on his cousin's team. Dwayne Muckett with a header.
This time, Muckett, for a short guy, he seems to contribute a lot of headers, but the service is the key. And when you have Benny serving from one side and Rashford serving from the next side, it's always going to be good balls coming into the box.
2 minutes later, Muckett again involved. Little bouncy here on the worse for wear police field, but that was the other goal for ACPOS, Jamal Francois.
Yeah, and it's good football from midfield, out wide, big touch from Rashford, but nobody closed them down, and he played a really good through ball. One thing Jamal Francois has, he runs off the ball, very intelligent player, and that's an outside the boot finish. You will watch him here. Right foot is his stronger foot. You can see he didn't want to go for his left peg, but when he can finish like that in a bad angle with your wrong foot, then, credit to the young man,
Very smart finish indeed. Cali is taking that. This is the 90 plus 2. It was Francois' good work and Shea Benny. That is 5-1.
Yeah, and there you see Francois again. He's a very nippy guy. Good ball from Dwayne Muckett, one of the main protagonists from outer midfield. Good run from Francois. He holds his man off. Good strength. He gets around him in the box. Defender probably didn't want to tackle because he probably think he might give a penalty away. And there he goes with the outside of the boot.
Again.
Pass again. And good composure shown by Benny. And one thing Shea Benny has is good technique.
But the whole move, that was top-class football.
Yeah. I mean, from midfield to the play on the flank and ball into Benny, composure and finish. And, credit to them for the victory because they deserved it.
5-1, the final score. We spoke about some transfers before. Brandon Semper, Malik Murez is in this team. Do you think that has really made ACPOS into a much more imposing outfit going forward?
Of course, and defensively, because these two players are defensive players, and I think they were a little bit short from defensive cover because I saw Primus was missing a couple of games. They had to bring a right wing back to play in there, and they play Neptune as a centre back in one of the games. Granted, they had a red card, but he had to play as centre back. So I think the AC Port of Spain would have showed up that position where they had cover now for Baka and young Primus.
So AC Port of Spain grab 2 players from Cali and then beat them next week. I'm just saying.
It's a little sour grapes.
It makes perfect sense.
No, it's not so good. It's facts, Grab 2 players here.
And it's 2 defenders. So you see Caledonia was a little bit weakened there. Probably that's why they got so much goals in our game because 2 of the main, I think Mares was actually the captain of the side. So, big loss for them.
So, moving on with this, we're going back to the transfer window again, right? After AC Port of Spain acquired these people from Caledonia AIA, right? What do you think the impact with them other than what happened in this game going forward? Cali mid-table, struggling a bit.
Yeah.
What will be the impact with these two players with AC Port of Spain for the next two games as they're looking forward to the CONCACAF qualification?
I think
Merez and Semper.
Yeah, I think Port of Spain, they're stronger now defensively because Semper can't play left wing back. He can't play on the left flank. Maris can play centre back. He can also play at right back. So their attack has always been potent with the type of players that they have. Now what they have done is seal up that defensive cover because Prima Sunday is going to start. But if they do get injured now, we have adequate cover coming in for them, and with Marvin Phillips in the back there, in the goal. I mean, in the form that he's playing in, I think AC Port of Spain is a force to reckon with, not just in the local league, but when they do go for the CONCACAF Champions League.
So shop close going forward for AC Port of Spain. Just be talking AC Port of Spain into CONCACAF, you think?
I think it will be hard pressed for anyone to beat them. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right, and with that, we will call the first segment of this first team episode to a break. We'll be back with more highlights. Stay with us.
अब कहाँ है? तब भी अम्मी ने पूरा घर सर पे उठा रखा है, बस एक ही बात की रट लगा रखी कि कल फंक्शन है, कुछ तैयारियां नहीं हुई है वगैरह वगैरह। लोग क्या कहेंगे अब? आप कहाँ हैं? आप प्लीज जल्दी आ जाइए ना।
हाँ 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 नूर, हम समझ रहे हैं आपको भी और अम्मी को भी।
Heritage Month is back, and the NCIC is celebrating the 178th anniversary of Indian arrival. Yatra Jari Hai. The journey continues with weeks of entertainment and activities. For the month of May, you're invited to enjoy weekend evening shows like Shastriya Sangeet, classical singing and traditional chutney, ghazals and geets, a youth concert, and the Arrival Day cultural program. Check out the displays of pottery, legacy photographs and memorabilia, and the amazing book display, readings, children's forum, and movie screenings this May at NCIC's Indian Heritage Month.
Umar, shekara biyu da ban kai musu yaro na, da ban kai yaro na ba yana nan tare da ni. My Isaac was here with me. Amma dai Umar, ranar da na ce wai zan kai shi, ranar da na ce zan kai shi ko kakan shi.
Nice one, nice. Yeah. So this figure should be sufficient for Q3 and Q4, by which time, from my projections, the market should be ready for the launch of Project 504.
Ah, c'est bon ça, magnifique. Thank you for this. I mean, I can totally see this working seamlessly, even with the likely foreseeable bottlenecks.
Bon. I told you now, nobody will do you the way API will do you.
Back on first team. More highlights for you. This is a key match down in Mahaika. W Connection playing Tiger Tanks Club Sando. Connection in the white Sando in their royal blue kit. Good football from them, and that is the opening goal. Alvin Jones, 8th minute. What is he doing there?
He's playing much higher up the park, but this is
You think?
Medford, the captain, put a really lovely ball. There was a hinterhand ball. And then Alvin, finished with his weaker leg. You can see the defender not attacking the ball. Alvin made the ball his, attacked it, and a good finish. You can see the appeals. A good ball in here from W Connection, and a good save from Miles. A really good save because it was a good opportunity. W Connection was in the game, I have to say. Brian Williams is doing very good. There you go.
Fighting W Connection.
And I think this is a chance for the squad, yes. And
yes, this is Nathan Kwashi, a Kwashi name in Point Fortin. A good goal from him.
Yeah. And Kwashi, good save by Miles, but the second ball, they didn't deal with it, Club Sando. It came back in, credit to W Connection, keeping the ball alive. Chickenham couldn't get rid of it, and Kwashi, he's playing with QRC, and I think he captained them, last year. So another young player doing a lot of good things in the league.
In the school.
Yeah.
Very much a big boy in this game, leveling the scores. It would be 1-1 at halftime. Connection holding the second place team in the league. But this one, hey, uncorked from Alvin Jones.
Don't give him it from there.
Well, America knows that, don't they? There you go, Alvin Jones special, and Denzel Smith is no slouch in the goal for W Connection, national goalkeeper himself. But look at the bend and swerve and pace and direction on this ball. You know, Alvin had everything going. I think he have about 6 goals in the league from right back. You know, so maybe a good thing for the national team if we get goals from the back because you know, struggling to score up front.
Connection with the Lions.
The national coach setting him up.
Possession. National coach in the market for a striker. Anybody out there, you know, you have boots.
Oh my word! Yeah, but
good result there for Club Sando.
Yeah, but I just want to make mention W Connection, a young team, very young team, and I think Brian and Kerry is doing a tremendous job with the kids. They're 7th, and look at the game. You know, they didn't lose badly from a Club Sando team who has been flying. I think that was their 6th game in a row, victory in a row. So really good stuff from W Connection, but also Club Sando, Cornell Glen, Abdullah Phillips, Eddie Dean, all the people up there should be really proud of the job that they're doing.
So when we look at this Tiger Tanks Club Sando team, they also did pretty well in the transfer market. Do you think that they can override ACPOS, which is the team that everybody's looking at to be on top of the league?
I think we have 2 leagues played in one. We have the league that has 2 more matches for the Champions League, for the 3 teams to qualify. And then we have 4 more matches for the league championship. So there's still time because the point margin is just 1 point between the 3 top teams. So there's still time for one of the 3 teams to override each other to win the league, overall league. But the qualification of the CONCACAF is a different picture. But yes, I do think that Club Sando with the likes of, we forget Francois, Ronaldo Francois, coming from Caledonia, tremendous player. Isaiah Thompson. They have Jordan Riley, who they picked up from W Connection. And also, I think Luke Phillip, that is a linchpin in the midfield. He was doing fantastic things, Point Fortin Civic. And Ezekiel Kaiser, another massive signing.
So, busy Club Sando in the transfer market.
We're going to run straight into the next highlight package, though, Defense Force versus Prison Service. One of the favorites on this program, by one of the people involved in this program. Defense Force would be in full force. Man who is owing some more. This is Rion. Golasso, 17th minute.
And that's what Riyad Moore can do. You know, Riyad Moore, if he plays the game with the intensity that he can play with, the pace, the power, and he can finish with both feet, you know, as he demonstrates here. He's normally a right footer playing on the left side, but there he shows that he can blast it with the right. With the left foot from on the opposite side, and a fantastic strike.
A lot of finesse, and here's the Gazelle sprinting in to claim this one. Easy goal. Gift really from Prisons, and you can see Santa Claus is not happy.
I think Prisons trying a little bit to over-elaborate a bit too much, and credit Riyad Moore being alive, and really he turn on the afterburners and get there before the goalkeeper and the centre back.
43rd minute.
More steals.
More. This is Rivaldo Coriat winning the penalty for Defense Force.
Good play again, overplay, and they give Riyad Moore the opportunity to get his hat trick, which he duly obliged
easily,
and taking the match ball home. I do think they do that in Trinidad, do they, Ham?
As a manager, we kind of ball's too expensive, but we ain't going through that.
How much for a ball? Here is the 4th goal of this match.
And there's that man, Justin Sado. I think Jelani Felix, overlapping run, good ball from Kayat, cross ball into the box, beat everyone. You can see it here, look, the overlapping run from Felix. A good young player, Felix, puts a good ball in. And there you go, poor defending again. And Justin Sado, who has been having a tremendous season in the midfield for Defense Force.
4-0 at the end of the first half. It would be twilight before Prisons made a mark in this game. They were trying and trying.
I think Prisons has been decent. I think the players just haven't gotten up to speed with the Pro League because they've been playing Super League. But it's a good ball, good effort. And I think they pulled ones back Prisons, because they play with pride. They play to the 90th minute. They never really give up. I think it's 90
them,
plus.
They work hard.
Yeah, they do, and there's good people at Prisons, the organization there, which trying to do nice things for the young men.
4-1, this match would end. The Army keeping up the pressure on the top of the table with a valuable win in this game against Prisons. How do you feel about Defence Force? I know Rion Moore is one of your players, one of your personal favorites on the national team. How do you feel about the way that they're approaching this league?
I mean,
possibly make it into the
Hudson Charles, and the rest of the coaching staff down there has been doing a fantastic job with the guys. Defence Force started off really slow, and they build momentum, and now they're in third place, just 1 point behind Club Sando, who has 41 points. They have 40. And unlike other teams, Defence Force can't just bring in players and sign players like other teams.
With what they have.
Although what they have is very good. You know, Army has a barrage of good players. I think they have about 30-something players on staff. So, you know, I think they'll be all right for the running. And the better players like Goddard and there is now really building into his team. And Rion Moore starting to score goals again, which is a good sign. Sadu scoring from midfield. Hashim Ase, good experienced players and stuff like that. So I think Defence Force is in a good place.
All right, good signs for Defence Force. We're going to take a break, come back with the last match in focus this week. Standings, everything to follow. Stay with us. This is First Team.
Line and Length, the #1 cricket program in the West Indies, is on TTT. Line and Length brings you up-to-date interviews, analysis, and highlights on the game in the region and internationally. Plus, there's an added bonus to receive a gift of gear each month with our grassroots program. Go to lineandlength.net to learn more. Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance on TTT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth match tonight. Terminex Lohokota Rangers versus Central FC. Rangers needing to show what they're worth at home in front of a very sparse crowd, it has to be said, given the usual attendance they're accustomed to, but they went on about their business very well. This is the first goal scored by Isaiah Lee in the 8th minute.
Ellie has been playing on the flanks. I love to see him playing in the number 9 position, and he shows his worth here. Good first touch, good second touch, and look at our finish. A really good young player, but I think he's been playing out of position a lot. Nice to see him. Here he goes again. When he's in that center area there, he creates a lot, and he sets up Junior Asun with a good pass. Another good young player, and a good finish.
Yeah,
Asun.
former Shiva Boys player Junior Asun. You'd hear a lot from him in this match, putting Rangers up 2-0. Seemed to be very comfortable for them at this point.
Yeah, I think Central really didn't put up a fight at all in this match.
I think it's surprising, though, to the football people.
A little bit of a fight, though. Central came back to find their own goal. This was Ricardo John.
Yeah.
Another man with some promise.
Yeah, he's been doing well for them. Been scoring sporadically here and there. No great level of consistency. He will need to do a little bit more consistent goal scoring and play, you know, to really make a bigger impact.
Before the half was done, this was Asun again, 45 plus 3, and how?
Well, now that I guess Real Gill is not there, Asun has taken up that role on the left-hand side. And there it is, first touch. Again, real slack, loose defending. I mean, no aggression really from Central FC. And you see Rangers capitalizing on those mistakes.
Rangers continuing to pile it on Adika Ash, one time, 64th minute.
Good work from Atula Guerra. He really did well to hold up the ball. But again, look at this sequence. You know, the ball is in the box. The defenders, you know, you're not sure what they want to tackle. They don't want to tackle.
3 men around Atula.
Yeah, and nobody tackles. And the goal was somehow really difficult for Ash. Good finish from Ash from a very difficult angle.
Rangers again getting past Central way too easily, and Tyrone Charles. Well, this was Junior Soon, sorry, 67th minute. That was his hat-trick.
Yeah, that's his hat-trick goal. And again, you see the guys just, here's the sequence of play. The ball goes down to the line, you run off his guy. There's 3 guys, 4 guys there. Nobody really closing down. Nobody making an effort.
1 red, 4 yellow.
Yeah, and nobody in yellow made any kind of effort. Elton John and them will be very disappointed. Hopefully they'll be disappointed if they look back at this tape.
That was a foul there. The penalty now with Tyrone Charles, 84th minute.
Yeah.
Easy, into the roof.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrone Charles, he's been very prolific. He's gone off the boil a bit. He started off like a house on fire, and he's gone off the boil a bit. But there you see Tyrone Charles getting his going. There's Nathaniel Garcia. Again, you know, no tracking whatsoever with the runners from Central FC. Guys running into the box and just having a freebie. I think they'll be really, really disappointed.
Yeah.
The coach, Boyce, I know him very well. He coached St. Benedict's in the Colleges League. And he'll look at this tape and he'll not be happy at all. There was no tracking, no marking, no intensity at all from Central FC in this match.
In the transfer window, Rangers Central lose a whole lot of players to Rangers. You know, the sister team, we just call it here in football. Right? And clearly that affected them, you know. But they dropped off 2 games before. And right now they're in a precarious position with regards to making the Champions League in the 3rd spot, which is the Champion Shield, which is a lesser tournament. You know, you have to qualify to go up. They could be out of the running if you watch the standings, you know, with 2 games to go before qualification.
Yeah, Rangers, they were in pole position. They had matches in hand. They had games that if they win, to go.
So I was just, not to wrap you up, but there is the results from this week. It's very important. We saw a couple of movements on the table as well. Just look at the match week 16 results. Defence Force, Terminex Rangers, ACPOS, and Club Sando winning. Police and Point Fortin Civic also winning in the matches that we haven't shown you today. Another result that you didn't see, the rescheduled match for Rangers. They lost 5-2 to Police. How do you feel like these results have affected the league so far?
I think, well, the Police is you know, a lot of people was worried for Police. Richard Hood, long-standing coach, was replaced by Wendell Joseph. And the results has been very good. You know, since Joseph, I think it's 1 loss, 3 wins, and a draw. So that's very good. And you could see they brought in Jovan Jones. So they signed Jovan Jones. I think Callum Highland is signed for them, but he's not played as yet. So clearly, there seems to be an upward spiral with Police, and as a result of that, you know, they played Rangers and demoralized and demolished them, as you saw, with a 5-2 victory.
That have a big impact on the league right about now, because as I was saying before, we're just two match days to go. You know, Thursday is a big day. You know, match day 17. It's Thursday, and on match day 18 it will be decided who going to CONCACAF. With that 5-2 defeat inflicted on them by Police, they out of the running, totally out of the running. All Army had to do is to keep it straight.
Speaking about out of the running, let's look at the table. We have ACPOS on top, Club Sando second, Defence Force third, Rangers, as we spoke about, fourth, and now very far distance from them. Prisons, Sao Jabate, and Kunupia make up the bottom 3 of the league. Let's look at match day 17 fixtures. Thursday, 25th May, Atterbolden Recreation Ground in Santa Cruz. Jabate Hopes Connection. Prison Service hosts Police. Central FC hosts ACPOS in one of the big matches. We'd like to say thank you for watching First Team tonight. It's been a very tight show. Don't mean to rush you, but from us, it's good night.
We don't do good night.
Nice boy. Nice boy.
This is TTT. Live for local.